Right, well, that was like in the nick of time. The guys here on Discord know what I'm talking about. This was like the width of a hair. I just made this. Good morning, Sasha, on stream there. Well, Skymatix is an interesting company. We charge according to who flies, so if we find out the guy's a billionaire, we definitely not low cost. If we find out that it's just ordinary people, then we try and accommodate them. So we're flexible in terms of the finances. I hope you understand. We cater for whoever it is. At the end of the day, we do sometimes have a limousine drive up with people. You can't charge them peanuts. When a guy comes there with a limousine, he wants extra peanuts and extra wine or something to drink. So you have to add something in there. Make everybody happy. Good morning, Peter. Right, so Owen, Uncle John, Barry, and Paul are all here with me on Discord. I see Uncle John's morning. Sorry, I didn't give you a chance there. I feel so bad now.
Good morning.
Come on, Uncle John, Barry, jump in. Just say morning, man. Let's get it over with. Let's get going. Anyway.
Say morning when he starts talking again.
Cease, man. Anyway, there you go. So I see Uncle John's turkey business is catering for us today again. Thank you, Uncle John. I'll get the name of the manager. I'll tell you if he did a good job, eh?
Yes, please do that. We need to make sure the staff are doing their job correctly.
Excellent. Okay. So I've set up a lot of things, but not everything. So it's going to take me realistically maybe 5 minutes. Then we're going to be out of here. I think I'm going to start with my APU. Let's get that going, and then we'll just quickly run through whatever hasn't been done.
And while you're doing that, I'm taxiing.
Sasha, no. I've flown for Ryanair, EasyJet, Southwest Virtual, British Airways Virtual, and now we've got Skymatix, our own, airline. What we have done is we have ventured into Russian airspace. We've been, in that area where we needed to use meters instead of feet, and it's highly confusing. We did our best. Nobody complained, so I think we did okay. But other than that, no, we don't do the Russian thing. Unfortunately, we do have Russian members. That much I can tell you. We've got quite a few guys, from there, and also in the IVO squad, flying with us or have flown with us in the past. So we're open to everybody. Anybody can join us. There's no limits. All right. I see my Q&H has not been done. And I still need to step through my plan quickly, just check that everything is fine. 1016. Right. Roger. Start there. 27 is through. Ion is there. Go, and there's no via, so that's fine. Okay, basics. I recall there was an issue with basics, so we need to quickly check the chart. What is our final approach fix, so we don't kill that one. Basics is the final approach fix, so we can do this and this. Get rid of that back step. Otherwise, what's going to happen is the Zibo is going to fly right over basics. It's going to go to that CF, whatever it was, and then it's going to just turn around, and everybody is going to go, that's a bug, it's not working. And unfortunately, it's just a programming issue. So I'm really glad I did this step through. So that's taken care of then. Uncle John, guys flying with, please be careful. Basics is a trick, eh? Make sure you take the double inscription out. Use the last one that's closest to the runway and just lift it up like I did, so you don't get that turnaround on finals. Right, what else do we need to do here? We can do this. Alright, for today's takeoff, gentlemen, for your information, I'm going to use flaps 10 and bleeds off takeoff. Hello, Carl. Good day, good day. And we're going to do our best to not kill ourselves. Oh yeah, to restart. Okay, so I don't have that info. That's a pity. I had to restart because what happened was I was on the wrong sound card and I had all the sound coming through on my headset and that was kind of annoying. I don't really feel like setting up everything over here again. Lazy Sunday morning. Right, GPU can come off. Better push back, pre-plan. Okay, but hang on. We should be able to taxi this way. Yeah, we should.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
I cannot hear that. Okay, so, Carl, I hope you've had a good weekend thus far, and good morning, Tommy, you too. I see you are here with us. Good morning. I don't think we need anything there, except to close the doors and to wave the crew off, and then I need to do my AU in the IVO client quickly.
Good morning. I'm with you. Bit delayed.
Reggie.
Good morning, good morning. I've set up, just got to have some breakfast, so I'll be trailing behind.
No worries. No worries. Bravo holding short echo. We're taking runway 27. We're doing a direct takeoff, and that is the end of that. Uncle John, and for your information, my ACORS is started, sir.
Excellent. I'm actually lined up ready to go, Nico.
Okay, well, go.
Okay, I'm way my way.
I chose the wrong thing.
Before start
Abort.
checklist. All commands and checklists aborted.
Before start procedure. Let's have a
Before
look. See,
start
there's Uncle
procedure.
John. Let's watch him go. Uncle John, I hope you don't end up in the drink there at the end, eh? You're gonna have to really push it.
Before start procedure completed.
Whoa. Now that reminds me of the Russian guy that used the whole runway and he said, I pay for whole runway, I use whole runway. Glad you made it, Uncle John.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let's get this story on the road. Get you in play. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning. Good morning.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
You guys are fast this
all
morning.
doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Right, I'm pushing. Start number
Starting
2 engine.
pushback and you may start engines.
Starting number 2 engine.
Thank you, Linda.
N2. Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine. N2.
Good luck, Owen.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Starter cutout. Engine start procedure completed.
It's close. I hope I make it. It's close. Let's see.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Right.
Flaps 10 set.
Thank you, Linda. And there's the pin. Let's go. Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure.
It's a very short runway.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Did he say you're going to do a bleeds off takeoff?
Yeah, with flaps 10.
Before takeoff procedure completed.
Just want to see if the scenery actually allows me to taxi to the end. No, not really. It's closed. Okay. I know that last time we landed here with SAS services, I
Stabilized.
think I just drove over the mess over at the end there, where there weren't even really a taxiway. But it was dark. I didn't know better. So I'm gonna get into position. Then we'll go through all the tricks.
Approaching 27. On runway 09, 500 feet remaining. On runway 27.
Right, so we're not doing LNAV, VNAV takeoff. We've added our V2 plus 20. Gonna do heading select takeoff at 1,000 feet, obviously. Things will change, and then at 2,000 feet approximately again. So what we're gonna do is we've still got the APU running. So, oops, wrong button. We're going to go, and now I need to remember that's on, that's off, that's off, that's on, and so on. So what we're doing now is we are splitting the air. There's no bleeds, and the APU is now giving air to the cabin. That's it. And we're going to spool it up nicely.
Stabilized.
Right, let's see.
Takeoff thrust set. knots. Throttle hold.
V1. 1,000 feet
Rotate.
remaining.
Positive rate.
And the guy sneezes at the bloody wrong time. My heart almost sank. Yeah, that was terrible. I just saw this thing and I heard it. I thought, what the heck?
Yeah, I thought, what are you doing there?
Wow.
Runway turn off, lights off.
Right, so we've got autopilot on now, on heading select, and what we want to do is bug up our speed. Let's go to 20. Right, turn on course. Right, so once we have cleaned up, flaps are up, we're going to reverse everything.
Flaps up.
Right,
And
so
set.
now bleeds on, IPU bleed off, bleeds on, and go to normal, and use it off.
Got you inside, Nico.
Excellent. With pleasure, Tommy.
Approaching transition.
Alright, I'm just pulling up my checklist so I can show you guys. It's gonna take a minute. or so.
Transition altitude.
Yeah, Cole, there is, but I want to show you something. See, Nico thought of this a long time ago when it became a thing in the Zibo. So I'm going to show you something just now. Let's just find it. I'm in the checklist. I'll show you exactly. Right. Okay. Let's see if I can show you this. Right, let's make it bigger. Hope you guys can read that. And let's just move it out of the text or the speechway, sorry. Let's put it somewhere there. It's easier. Okay, so exactly, Cole. No, you're 100% correct. Absolutely correct. Density altitude is a thing, especially in X-plane and in the Zibo. It is very well simulated. If you don't have the correct density altitude, and if you don't understand what you're doing, you're going to crash and burn. So, okay. In my hangar, if you guys look below the video and you click on show more and you go to the show notes, you'll get the link to my private hangar, those guys that still does not have it. And in the private hangar, if you go into X-plane 11 and the Zibo folder, you're going to find my training checklist. Okay, this checklist that is here is not sufficient. This checklist, and even the one on the tablet, because there are two different versions on the tablet as well. This is for guys that know what they're doing. This is not what we're talking about when we talk about training or getting you guys to understand it. So I took the time and I made this training checklist. It is not really a checklist. This is one heck of a document. In total it's 37 pages. But this thing takes you step by step through learning how to do this thing. Okay. And on page 23 you get this additional runway entry procedure for short field / above 10,000. The short field is what you saw now. We were at sea level, and the QNH wasn't that bad, 1016, a little bit more than usual, well, a little bit more than standard, but it's insignificant. Okay. The big challenge there was to get in the air before we run out of runway, and it's a short runway. Okay, so that's what we're going to focus on. And what then happens is you need to use this procedure, and there it is spelled out for you. So basically you've got like a C, C for Charlie in the alphabet. So you have to start from the one side, and now I have to move this thing again. Hold on, let's make it easier. Okay, so there we've got both of them together, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to have the right packs on auto. The isolation valve you're going to close like I did. Then you have that one on auto. Then you switch the engine bleeds off. All the engine, well, the air needs to stay in the engine for better combustion, for more thrust. Okay, and then what you do is you activate your APU bleed. And remember, if you put these two on together, you'll blow the APU. So you've got to be very careful in which sequence you do it. But basically, you just read from the top. So you start there, and you go into a C form. And then when you're done, you go back in the reverse C form. So it's on, off, on, off, on, off. As easy as that. Exactly. And that's how you get the maximum thrust, as Carl is telling you guys there. The moment you put the APU bleed on and you get the split up there, you'll see the cabin gets the air from the APU, so that people don't suffocate or die of heat or cold exhaustion or something. And then obviously all the air in the engine stay in the engine for your better thrust, better combustion. And that's basically just the procedure. So that's the one way. And then if you do the above 10,000, this is the continuation of that checklist. And then basically what happens is you're going to go through the normal things, and then you start your C in the the backwards route again. So you go on, off, on, order, whatever. You understand? So you start from there in a C form, and then you start there in the reverse C form while your APU is running. APU must be running, obviously. And that's how you get maximum thrust. Yes, Carl, thank you very much. Do not forget to close your isolation valve. Okay. If you understand the graphical description of how this thing works, if you can see a graphic, maybe Google it, see how the pressurization system works, you'll understand why it happens better. But basically, we're locking things down and putting the air where we need it. That's the gist of it, and it's all in here. So it's a two-step process. One, taking off, then after cleanup, you do the reverse. Very important, and that's how you get maximum thrust. Now, if we go fly in the Andes Mountains, for instance, some of those airfields are like 8,000 and 9,000 foot real elevation above sea level, but the density altitude pushes those things to 12 and 13,500 feet in the air. You know, when you spawn into the Zibo, within a few seconds the altitude horn is going to go off, beep 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 beep, telling you you're above 10,000 feet and you're not pressurized. You know, and I mean, this has been a long time going. I've got quite a few videos where we've flown in that area. If you don't use this bleeds or take off there, you're not going to get in there. Exactly, Carl. Yeah, those airports are crazy up there. You know, and when it is daytime there, I mean, that density altitude just goes up like a rocket. You know, and you've got to be very careful. The way that it's simulated with the Zibo is too real, man. If you don't do it right, you're just gonna die. So, I don't know. It's you know what? I'm gonna put it right smack there in the middle. Leave it somewhere there. And now we're gonna go away. 600. That's close enough. Alright, so let's hide that. Exactly, Carl. Even here in South Africa, Lanseria Airport, that's close to my home here, the guys take on the passengers, but they put the baggage literally in a little van and they take it to Johannesburg International, and they fly down with a different flight because otherwise they're not going to get in the air. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That is also another thing which I didn't mention. I didn't show you guys. I didn't derate my engines at all. If memory serves me right, I was at 99% N1 for that takeoff. It was as close to 100% as I could get it. You know, I didn't derate anything because you obviously need all the power you need in that situation. Welcome, Tommy. You're more than welcome. Exciting, eh? Exciting. Yeah, absolutely. Oh no, you've got to set max thrust as much as possible. You don't have to explain. We some of us here are married. We understand.
Yeah, and a couple of times when I've used that procedure, Nico, in all the excitement, I forgot that I'd done a bleeds off takeoff. Yeah. And when I got to 17,000, it doesn't work anymore, and then I suffocated the passengers anyway. Oops. So it's well worth remembering that
you've got to reverse all the excitement,
it. You got to reverse it. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Absolutely, absolutely.
And with that, I must go. So happy flying.
Thank you, Paul. Enjoy, eh? Thanks for popping.
Later.
Paul, why aren't you serving a life sentence then?
What?
Why isn't Paul serving a life sentence, killing all his passengers?
Oh, no, 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 no. I'll tell you why. I told him this trick. Let me show you. I told him this trick. For you guys watching, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this yet, this oxygen system actually works, okay? So if you put your little hand over there, do you see there's a click button? Listen to this. I don't know if you can actually hear it. There's a breathing, heavy breathing going on there. Basically, you activate and deactivate the oxygen from here, and it is simulated in the Zibo. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you are seeing that you're busy blanking out and you did forget to set your pressurization, okay? This is still breathing. Sounds like it. Why does it not stop? Do I need to press this side then? Yeah, sounds like it. Okay, so that's on, that's off. It will actually work against that hypoxia in X-plane. So you won't black out, and you will actually buy yourself time to set everything correct here, and then take a nosedive to 10,000 foot. Let everything equalize, and then you can continue. So yeah, that's a neat thing that you guys need to remember. It actually works, and you should see at some point in time it should actually deploy the masks as well. So exactly, man, I remember that. That was heartbreaking.
1000 to level off.
1000 to go.
So there you go. I hope you guys learned a little bit more today. Sounds like some did.
Seven minutes, top of descent.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have much time. In actual fact, let's actually start planning. Let's see what we need to do.
He's ahead of us very far. Huh?
Yeah, sure. I see we are at about, well, I'm at 117 nautical miles from top of descent. I usually start about this time to do my prep anyway, because I hate being behind the aircraft. I mean, it's not a good idea for your health to be behind it, so let's start doing this.
QNH 1020.
Thank you, sir. Peter, you're welcome. Glad you did. Right, we need to go down to 4,000. 0 to 6. Backwards on this one. 0 to 6. Right. Decision altitude. 49. Good stuff. I'm glad. 420. Shortly. Thank you, Cole. Man, it's nice having you here today. You are such a blessing, you know that. Thank you for all the input you give us. Right, what did we want to do? ILS frequency 1091. VOR at the airport. It's a bit off, so we're not going to worry about that one. Okay, what else do we need to set? This one. Right. Spreadsheet quickly.
I really am looking forward to the weekend.
I'm so glad, Linda. It's almost over, you know. Let's quickly check the specs. So, airport elevation is 374. Current temperature is 19. Right, so I say deviation is 4. We have 4. And we have 1020 the QNH, and our transition level. I'm going to quickly talk to you guys about this transition level story as well. Let me show you something. I just want to get everything back in regular proportions because of that zoom we did. Then I want to tell you guys a story. Okay, so I haven't released the PDF yet. I wanted Zibo to just give me his blessing. Everybody else have given me their blessing, so there's no real point in me holding it back. If Zibo does not respond to it, I'll send him another message just to see that he's okay with it. But the gist of it is this: as of version 16, the one that we are all flying right now, the transition level is very important, and your QNH is very important. Okay, they've been important for a while, but in this version it's even more so. It's more important than it's ever been because of some of the additional code that's been put in and rewritten as well. And what we've decided here collectively is we don't want to confuse you. And obviously, if you're a real pilot, use your real SOP. Don't get confused with the flight sim SOP. But basically what we want to do is we want to show you that if you look at your approach chart, it gives you the transition altitude. And this Zibo, the Zibo code reads that value from your custom scenery and the scenery add-ons that you have and the explain master file. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to understand that is actually not the flight level. That is just what's read from the data that the system has available. On your chart, it tells you the transition altitude is 4,000, and what we are suggesting as flight sim training, not real world training. There's a whole science behind this, so don't get confused. What we want you guys to do is to add 1,500 foot to that value. So you're going to go flight level 055, because that's 5,500 and we're at 4,000. So we're going to add 1,500. And the reason we do this is because the Zibo code now takes the final flight level restriction into account, and it uses standard and local QNH, as well as these values that it both reads and what you give it, to determine where the final flight level transition is. If you have a chart, let's say you're flying into Gatwick, okay, you will find that in a lot of the cases your final transition flight level is flight level 070. That's 7,000 feet. Okay, so that will be the last restriction, and the code, the Zibo looks for it and it responds accordingly. It will calculate the transition from 10,000 foot and lower and the slowdown for the 10,000 foot point based upon the facts, okay, of where this last flight level restriction is. Okay, if it is so that the code finds out that the 10,000 foot needs to be on a flight level, it's going to determine it on a flight level. If it finds that it's on a QNH, it's literally going to use the QNH that you put in here, or it's going to guess. Okay, if it guesses, it might guess right, it might not guess right. So the best thing is to put the QNH in, because the moment you go below that level, this is the be all and end all of the calculations to determine, you know, heights and speeds and all kinds of things. Let me make it easy. It's regarding the VNAV path. Okay, so if this value is wrong, the VNAV path will be wrong, and whatever happens in the VNAV path will be calculated based upon what information we've given it. Okay, so if you give the wrong information, it's the same old story as any other computer: garbage in, garbage out. Then it's not the Zibo code that's wrong, it's not the Boeing that's wrong, it's just garbage information went in or nothing went in, so it's guessing. Okay, and the way, it was funny, the way we determined the changes was, I actually started to notice that the 10,000 foot transition did not happen where I expected it to happen. It simply didn't. And so after speaking with Zibo, and we all had a big think tank, a big scrum happening here, and everybody got together, and we realized, after obviously Zibo told us, you know, the guy's a genius, it helps to get the information correct from him. We realized how important this was and this was. If you forget to do the winds, it's not the end of the world, but that one is very important and that one is very important. So once I have the blessing, we'll do a proper training session on this, and I'll release the PDF to you guys, and you know, you'll have it and you'll see exactly what we mean. If you don't fill this in, there's also another thing that you need to do correct. If you don't fill this in, like we said, garbage in, garbage out. But secondary to that, to get the 10,000 foot transition at the right place and to get the final flight level restriction in the right place when you should get it, you should not press the standard button to switch to the local Q&A until you have reached your transition flight level. As easy as that. Okay, there, even me, I confess I did the same thing. I was under the impression, and I have trained a lot of guys to do it this way. The moment ATC tells you, let's say for instance you're at 12,000 foot and he tells you to descend 3,000 foot on a local QNH, my instinct said, let's press the button, let's go to the local QNH, because nothing's going to stop you. You're going to go through 10,000 foot, you're going to go through any restrictions, because the ATC takes precedence, right? But if you do that, what happens is this display might show you something and you might identify it as a bug when it's not. It's simply because, you know, depending on where you are, the system will either use the 1013/2992 standard atmosphere to do the calculations, or it will use the actual QNH. You know, I'm trying to simplify it now, but the rules are simple. Wait until you pass the transition flight level, standard will turn yellow, then you hit the standard button, regardless of what the ATC told you or anything. Just unpress that button. The moment you do it that way, everything will be displayed correctly here, and you will not make the mistake of thinking there's a bug or something is wrong. And it's just a simple procedure that we have to change, you know, to meet the code. I'm sure if Zibo finds a more eloquent way of doing it, one day he'll do it. But to get the correct transition, to get the slowdown for 10,000 foot, to get the correct appearance. That is a thing now. From this version on, you have to wait until you pass transition level, press standard, and you'll be happy. Thank you for listening. Sorry, I'm rambling a lot, but it's important. Thanks, Tommy. And there's top of descent coming. Right, so everything is executed. We are literally just waiting for top of descent to come. We've got everything set in place. And there we have our friends running there. Hello, Christer. Well, Christer, the big group flight is coming 1500 Zulu this afternoon, or 16. Yeah, I think we said 1500 Zulu is the standard time. We just changed it a little bit last week, but 1500 Zulu, you guys can rock up. Welcome, Andrew. You're welcome. I think we need to publish it somewhere as well, hey, Uncle John?
Yes, I think so. After the flight, I'll put it up on the pilots group.
All right, cool. And I think what we need to do is we'll put it here in the Discord, in the group flight info as well, gents and ladies. Then you can come and have a look here and get all the information here. I think I'll also put it in my flight roster. You know, then you've got multiple places to pick up on what it is and what we're planning. Okay, I think that's it.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. William, you're welcome. You're welcome. Like I said, we will be doing a more formal training on it so that everybody gets on the right page. As a matter of interest, let's quickly see here. Yeah, let me show you this quickly so you know I'm not lying. Where's this thing? There it is. Alright, so this is the PDF. It's short and sweet. It tells you exactly the planning, what you need to do, what you didn't do, what you don't need to do. Here's the basic rule and then the conclusion. It's a 2-pager that you guys will get. I'll put it in my private hangar when we are ready, and it's just a matter of just studying for like 20 minutes, getting the gist of it, and then obviously just implementing it. We're talking about the QNHs and everything is in here, and it will be released the moment it's ready. Well, it's ready, but you know what I mean. I've explained it. Hello, Wim. There's just something else that I just want to mention quickly. It is in the PDF. I just want to add that. Don't worry, Wim, it's coming again. This is just me rambling. We'll do a proper formal stream on it that will go into the official Zibo training section in my YouTube channel. And then obviously I'll give you the PDF. So don't worry too much about it now. You can always rewind and watch later again. How it all fits in. But one of the things I haven't mentioned, but it is in the PDF, is the significance of this whole training, that whole PDF and everything, is actually not for the FAA rules or the Americas where you've got the transition level at 18,000 foot. It's for us guys flying ICAO, flying the rest of the world, where we've got a transition level at different places, not stuck at 18,000 foot, because we have tested this thing very nicely in the US. It works very well. The speeds, the reductions, the transitions, the adhering to the speed limits and the altitude constraints. It works very well once you're on the standard QNH and it flies the path. But for the purposes of this training in the last 10 minutes we've been talking about, it's more for the Europeans, the South Africans, and anybody else, you know, who fly on ICAO, who have different transition altitudes and levels. So just bear that in mind. Okay, anyway, coming back to the group flight, let's quickly look at that. We decided here internally that it will be flight number 877 in the Skymatix VA. We are going to fly this route. Let me show you guys quickly while the aircraft is descending. So it will be from Lyon to Ibiza, and that is the flight. Uncle John will post the details in the Zibo pilots group. As he said, I'll put it on Discord for you guys in my flight roster and also in the group flight, so you guys can just pick up on it. And you're welcome to come join us at 1500 Zulu today. We're going to fly from there down to there, just to have a bit of fun together. And anybody that's watching, you're welcome. Even if you are not part of the VA, it's not a disqualifying thing. Just come join us. Barry, for instance, that's sitting here, he's flying the same route as us, but he's not online, so you can even do that. If you just want to come and have some fun with us and be part of the flight, you are most welcome to do that. You're also welcome to just come and sit on Discord and talk nonsense with us. That also works.
Yeah, Barry is in IVA.
As far as I know, he said he's flying offline. If he connected afterwards, then excellent, Barry. Thanks, Reggie. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm in the air, a little way back. I did take a shortcut, slightly.
Oh, Barry.
I think, and Kevin's back at the airport now.
Okay, hello, Kevin.
Hello. I just was getting myself set up and getting flying in the background.
And congratulations with your anniversary today.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
How long have you been together? 1003 years or something?
It feels like it, yeah.
Send my regards to Annette as well.
I will do, Nico.
Cool. Barry, I'm proud of you, man. Just before we move on, sorry I interrupted somebody there. Barry, I'm proud of you. Okay, whoever wants to talk can go. Sorry, I didn't want to step on anybody there, but I heard a voice.
Congratulations from the whole group, Kevin.
Thank you, John. And thank you, Reggie, for your little post on Facebook.
Oh, you're welcome. Congratulations. It's a long time. You get a medal each, do you?
I flipping need a medal. Or maybe I should say Annette needs a medal.
Well, that's why I said each, you see. That's how it works.
I'm glad you corrected that, Kevin, because I was going to tell her.
Uncle John is a tattletale when it comes to the women. He always takes their side. You guys must be careful.
Yeah, I've got his card marked.
This is a fantastic route you've done this morning, Kevin. Mika.
You like it?
I love it.
Excellent.
I rarely make mistakes.
Only when you kill your cat, right? She says, I rarely make mistakes. So let's just remind her that poor cat. So, oh, you know what I forgot?
I'm back.
Excellent.
Barry, you're very close on John, eh?
Yes, I noticed.
And you've got a higher speed as well. So you're overtaking him when I look at Iveo.
Oh, they'll sort it out, I'm sure. When they get close, they'll find a way.
I thought I'll tell them because they are close.
Appreciate, yeah, I appreciate. Whoever lands first, guys, just roll through to the end of the runway. Let the other guy can come in. I know it's not standard procedure, and if there's ATC, they'll probably flip out. You know, if we do stunts like that. But while there is nobody there, I think for us that's standard procedure. Just roll out to the ends, and the guy that's second, you know, as soon as possible, just go to minimum approach speed.
1000 to level off.
I'll be back in a moment, finishing my breakfast.
Sure.
Going round.
Okay.
Anything to get out of the coffee and pies.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, Kevin. You know what's the worst? He's got a company credit card. It's not as if it's his own money, you know.
No.
It's so bad. Yeah, we're getting close now.
Well, it's got to be coffee time.
Enjoy, Kevin. Oh, Barry, don't worry about it. I'm watching you here, and I was thinking it's obviously some evasive maneuver or something, and I see Uncle John is also making a 360 there. Owen, be careful, huh? Oh, he's muted. Right, so guys, just to continue our discussion about this transition at 10,000, I want you to pay attention. We're getting closer now. You see, and as long as we are at the correct QNH altimeter setting, if we want to be, more precise, we obviously still on standard, which is where we should be because the transition altitude is only 4,000 and the transition flight level will be set to 5,500. So if you watch how the transition is going to happen now, if it does it correctly, I can only hope, you'll see that just before 10,000 the speed bug is going to come down, reducing, and the aircraft will then manage the transition at 10,000 at a better speed, closer to 250. See there, it's already stepping down. You guys can see that. It's already stepping down. Hey, Chronic.
Takeoff was okay today.
That is an airline option that Boeing includes, and typically I believe that the guys there in Czechoslovakia area and also Southwest Airlines, they use that as an indication of the VNAV speed and management thereof. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I have to go look for the name again quickly. Give me a second. Anyway, you guys, you can see we were very close to 250 at the 10,000 mark, just to end that conversation. And you don't get a transition like this if you're on the wrong QNH, as simple as that. And that's why it's important to get the correct QNH for the correct purpose. So we're still on standard where we should be to facilitate this transition. There are no other altitude restrictions in the way that I'm aware of. Let me quickly have a look. I think it might be the 4001. Yes, there is. But the 4000 is actually not a flight level, it is a QNH. So that is something else I just want to quickly show you guys there that you also need to take into account. If you need to be at a certain altitude, which this clearly is, you need to also make sure that you switch that thing appropriately. In our case, we're 100% correct, and once we get the yellow indication, we're just gonna flip over. So everything is exactly as it should be. We're still above 4,000 exactly as the restrictions want us. So all good. Let's see if I can quickly get the name of that purple line thing. Oh, you know what? We can get it here. Configured displays. It's called the VNAV speed band, but let me just see. There was another name. Let's get the readme up here. There's a whole scientific explanation for this thing as well. If you go onto the Zibo forum, you'll pick it up on there. Let's just quickly see. Right, this is called the auto throttle wake up VNAV path line, and there is DIC76 going below us. So that is what it's called. It's called the auto throttle wake up VNAV path line. Yeah, once it goes below or closer to the end there, the engines will speed up. Once it goes to a higher situation like that, the engines pull down. It's just another visual cue to show you basically what's happening in the code behind the scenes. The whole system does this automatically, but we've never had the cue. Now we just see it visually. Alright, well, we're getting close.
Approaching transition.
Right, so we got the warning from Linda, which is all good and well. We are now waiting for the green to turn yellow once we hit 5,500 as we set it up, and then we're simply going to press the standard button, and that takes care of the whole mystery of why things, I don't know, Krista, we'll find out, but it takes care of all the mystery of why things don't appear to be in the right place when they actually are. See, now we've got the yellow. Now we just press standard, and immediately that QNH that was there on that other page is now in play, as you can see, and the VNAV pathway is then calculated further on with this value. So the next set of restrictions and things is calculated based on that.
1000 to level off.
Right, let's quickly have a look, see who's in front. Barry is just behind me. We've got
Runway vacated.
Thank you. Owen, where are you?
On the runway.
Alright, okay, so I'm going to slow down quickly.
Just landed.
Okay, I'm going to slow down. Guys, and remember, if you are fast like me, don't use flaps to slow down. You can pull 1 notch because that's within
Flaps
acceptable parameters, but use your gear to create more drag to slow down first. Right, so we've got our anticipation
Localizer
cues.
capture. Glide slope capture.
We can use the approach button at this stage. Pull 2 more flaps and stow the speed brake. Ahmed.
Runway vacated.
Thank you so much.
Flaps 5 set.
Right, Barry, then you need to just go to minimum approach speed. I'm at 190 at this point in time. I'll keep my speed up until about 5 nautical miles, and I'm going to start braking.
Yeah, got it.
I'm going to go down to 180 at least, so that I'm just out of the danger zone of those flaps. Right, so I'm slowing down to 180. Right, and for interest's sake, what is the go around altitude? Is flight level 070. Right, so we're gonna go set that quickly. I hope we don't have to do a go around, because just slightly ahead of the airport there is a wind shear warning. Hello Giovanni, good morning. Alright, I'm at 6.5 miles I think. Let's zoom in. Yeah.
Which side did you exit, left or right?
I was just behind you, John.
Are you still behind me now?
Yeah, I'm taxiing behind you.
Thank you, sir.
I don't need to know to look where to go. Just behind you.
Excellent.
I'm starving. A pie and a beer maybe.
Right, I'm reducing my speed, Barry.
That's okay, I'm way out.
Okay.
Flaps 15 set. Flaps 30 set.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude.
Taxi lights on.
Right guys, landing is imminent.
Approaching 03.
200. Approaching minimums. 100. Minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverse unlocked. Speed brake up. Auto brake in use. knots.
And welcome to Lisbon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Brilliant landing. Nice one, sir.
Approaching 17.
Of the landing procedure.
After landing procedure.
You're welcome, Tommy.
After landing procedure completed.
Right, and the runway is vacated. One, two, three.
Flaps up. And set.
Sounds like you liked it, Uncle John.
Yeah, the only thing I was worried about was, I don't know whether anybody else had the problem. I didn't believe my altitude as I turned towards lining up, which is why I did the 360.
Okay.
I think if I remember rightly, I was at about 8,000 and the target was 4.
Yeah, the run up, the final leg of this approach is long, Uncle John. It's like 30 miles, 30 knots, 30 nautical miles. So it was probably right. You can watch my stream later just to, double check. But I can't remember now how high I was, but it was well within, where I needed to be.
Okay, it's just that I didn't trust it, so I thought I'd play safe and I did a 360.
I saw nothing wrong with it, Uncle John. Nothing wrong with that. You have to do what you have to do. I keep on telling you guys. So if you did it, it was brilliant.
And I did it.
Easy.
Yeah, easy as that. I saw you turning, so I took a bit speed back. But I landed just behind you, John.
Yes, I realised that, and which is why I ran on.
Clever people.
I took the same. I took the same exit as you did.
Look at all these dicks standing here. Doesn't that look so nice?
When everybody's in their car, I'll do a replay and see if that speed brake did what it was supposed to do.
Yes, sir. Brake set. Shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure.
Let me help you with that quick. Just before you do a replay, remember to disconnect from my VA, Uncle John.
Well, of course, sir. that I'm staying on at the moment because we've got guys coming in that want to take a pic.
Of course, of course.
There's Barry coming in.
I see, I see.
He found the airfield.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, John. I'm still a bit, it's on profile by the looks of it, but I'm still a fair way above the ILS.
Yeah,
It's deceptive.
It is deceptive, but if you've got PESEX set up correctly, and there's Barry coming, let's just watch him land quick. I think he's gonna make it. I think he's gonna make it. Are you gonna make it, Barry? Yes, looks like he's on the ground.
He's looking like a go round.
No,
He was on the ground.
Yeah, he's trying to stop. He's trying to stop. Stop, Barry, stop.
Just handbrake. Manual.
Donut then, just, drift a bit. There you go. Oh,
Off the grass, sir.
Yay! He's just been initiated into our group. He's gone to the pub, Uncle John.
There's the pub, yeah. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Mine's a pint.
Thanks, guys.
Barry is already there.
Yeah. Just wait there, Barry will come.
Yeah. It take us a bit longer, but we'll be there.
Tell you what, Barry, I don't know if you ever saw me do that, but I've done it too. It's part of the fun.
I did it better. Didn't you remember that?
I remember yours one. Yeah, no, I remember.
It was upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was off, and I decided to do manual on the way down, and that's bad news.
But you know what? You're a great sport. Don't ever forget that.
It was a nice thing to see, Barry.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because we did it the same way, huh?
Yeah.
And we've all done it, all of us.
Yep.
At some point in time. Yeah, Mr. Barry has passed the inauguration process for Zibo Pilots Group. Welcome. Now you know the pub too, like the rest of us. That's Krister, a message from Krister.
It's having so many eyes watching too doesn't help.
Nah, never mind. You know what? That's what makes us so great. Like I always say, we don't laugh at somebody, we laugh with somebody, because that was great fun for me. I enjoyed that. So anyway, who's still coming? Reggie, how far are you, sir?
Oh, he's coming in.
Okay, I can see. I see he's close-ish.
He's coming in straight, so that seems to go okay.
Yeah, don't wait for me. Don't wait for me, Nico. I've got a long way to go yet.
I see, Kevin. But I think we need to at least just wait for Reggie. I'm so confused now with all my key strokes and things because of all the other simulators I've been playing with in the last few days. You have no idea how difficult it is to figure out which button does what now. There he is.
Yeah.
Just speed up, Kevin.
It's a nice built-up area, this, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks exceptionally well at dusk when all the lights are coming on and you've got that transition period. This whole area is lovely.
I just don't recognise it, and I'm sure I must have been in here a couple of times.
Oh, you have, yeah.
Reggie's coming in as an experienced pilot.
Oh, yes. this. Look at that.
He definitely is a professional.
Yeah, look, he's turning into the wind now. Be careful.
Welcome, Reggie.
Welcome, Reggie.
Thank you.
76, where are you going, sir?
Welcome to Lisboa.
Right, and for the guys keeping score, my landing rate was 200 feet per minute, so just FYI. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. We'll see each other 1500 Zulu. We're going to do that flight from Lyon to Ibiza. And we're going to have some party fun there on the beach.
Sounds good.
Okay. Just guys, thanks for watching and
see you there.
You're welcome. We'll talk later.
Okay, bye then.
See you, guys.